From the top of the Silver City Ballroom, it's the Dirty Laundry Show with Joey Clifton and the Meatball.
So you people laugh here. Some of you think I'm a little cuckoo.
When are you people going to stand up for us?
I do not feel safe. I take that as a threat.
So let's talk about the library.
Yeah, but they can't.
Don't make me making excuses just yet.
No, you're full of shit. Because,
You're full of shit.
No, listen.
He comes running out of the woods with a flamethrower, dude.
Whole life out here enjoying the journey.
Sometimes I cannot help myself. I just tell people that they're stupid.
We like to call him Ninjalito.
That's his fame.
Hello, Joe.
This was the largest event held on the green. My estimates were 4,000 plus. Others said there was at least close to 5,000 people.
Wow, that's fantastic.
You want to get into it? Let's get into it.
Hello, Mr. Meatball.
Hi.
I feel so much better.
About what?
No, I was kind of sick for a while.
Yeah?
Yeah, it wasn't corona or anything like that. I was just.
You were the patient zero.
Well, you were sick first, and then you had like no voice 2 weeks ago, and then I got it.
Hey.
And what? It's your fault.
This is no time to be pointing fingers.
It's all your fault.
All right.
Well, hey,
I'll take the credit.
here we are. We should have good ratings this week because everybody's home.
Yeah.
Nobody's doing anything. Let's go right into it. Local news. All right, so kids are gonna eat for free. Don't start panicking. Kids are gonna eat free.
Uh-huh.
I'm not sure they know how yet, but
They don't know how to chew?
Well, no, they're working on it. But no, kids are gonna eat free.
I think they already posted the locations.
Well, all right. So let's back up. So we have this coronavirus pandemic going on.
Right.
They closed schools in Meriden and probably most of the country.
towns.
Yeah. So I think everybody's biggest fear was, all right, how are my kids going to get the free lunch that we, normally get? So
Right.
I guess that was probably their number one concern, and they're going to take care of that. So
That's good.
parents, don't worry about that. Your kids are going to eat for free like they always do. The bigger question is, what are they going to do while they're home? You should be teaching them, or they have their schoolwork and stuff, and
I wouldn't be.
why? It's not a vacation.
Why not? I get to make the call.
Well, yeah, if your parents aren't home, you could do whatever you want.
As a parent, I would make a call, be like, hey, let's just hang out and kick it and watch some Netflix.
Yeah,
Let's watch Outbreak. with
Outbreak.
Dustin Hoffman.
Yeah, that would be good. A cool thing, the Record Journal made all of their. You know how you only get 3 articles a month free without paying.
Sure.
If it's pertaining to the coronavirus, it will be free all the time. So anything the Record Journal, any article that comes out pertaining to the coronavirus will be free online. So there's that. And I got to give a shout out to Matt. Because
Matt
Matt from the Record Journal, because he, I follow him on Twitter, and he posted that the Daffodil Festival was canceled for this year.
What, the Daffy's canceled?
Yes, it's canceled, and I saw his tweet, so I right away put it on Dirty Laundry's Facebook page, and he was
like
like,
a ninja.
Yeah, he was like, hey, where's my credit? Hey, so well, we need credit too.
Why don't we give him a bunch of credit?
Isn't that the idea? Let them do the hard work, and we reward. We reap the benefits.
We already named him the best reporter of Record Journal 2020.
Well, yeah, and Mary Ellen was 2019 looking to take the title for 2021.
Right, the contender.
No, but he was right on that, and rightfully so. He did the hard work, and
So you're trying
I stole it from him.
You're making it sound like he guessed it, and he guessed it right.
I mean, personally, Matt, you tweeted
had a
it.
50-50, Matt.
Well, you tweeted it, and you kind of fell asleep for the Facebook post, so I jumped on it. Hey,
thank you.
I feel I'm making him a better reporter.
Right. You're motivating him.
Yes, by doing that. I'm going to show you your mistakes. I'm going to capitalize off of them, and then you won't do them anymore.
Wow.
There you go, Matt. Yes, so the Daffodil Festival is canceled. St. Patrick's Day Parade is canceled. We kind of knew that's where everything was going. Anything with crowds over 250 people.
What about fireworks?
4th of July, we're a little bit off from that.
Daffy fireworks.
Well, the festival's canceled, so no, you wouldn't have fireworks.
They can still launch fireworks from the bushes like they always do.
But they sure can do something else with that money that the city normally spends on it. But what are they going to do? You know what they're going to do.
I don't know.
They're going to keep it in the account, and next year there's going to be double the budget or
Double the fireworks.
double the. Maybe that should be our
Dirty laundry.
Dirty laundry.
Where's the money going to go?
Where's the money?
There's so many questions with that. I'm not. You know what? And don't get me wrong on this, because
I won't.
a lot of people come down on you if you talk negative about the Daffodil Festival. So I mean, I'm going to point out a couple of things, my beliefs on this.
Go.
Okay. Daffodil is a great festival.
Right. It has flowers.
Yeah, it's a great festival. It gives Meriden a great
It's signature kind of event.
right. Everybody knows Meriden because of probably
Crime.
the castle.
Oh.
No, probably the castle and the Daffodil Festival. So there's nothing negative about the festival itself. It's a
Right.
great festival. The negativity is how much the city spends on it, why the city is spending on it when they don't get a return financially on the
Right,
Daffodil
right,
Festival.
right.
So in other words, yeah, thousands of people, 500,000, whatever it is, thousands of people come to the festival. But
Some say 6,000.
some say 7,000, but it doesn't bring any money into the city. So the city is spending a ton of money on this festival every year.
Right.
It doesn't bring a return except for the recognition that Meriden has the Daffodil Festival.
Wait. It brings a return, but maybe that return's not making its way back to the city coffers.
Right. It doesn't bring a return financially to the city of Meriden.
Right.
Okay, we're not. The people that are selling their goods and stuff at the festival, they're paying a ton of money to be there.
But as you know, as a successful webcast DJ here,
Yeah.
fame isn't free.
Okay. Fame isn't free. You're absolutely right.
Right.
So anyway,
What happened?
I don't know what that means, but anyway. So when I talk negatively about the Daffodil Festival, it's not the festival. It's great. I'm glad we have it. I'm glad Meriden has, that right at the top of the list of something that is good for the community. Everybody comes out. A lot of people come to Meriden for it.
Right.
I just don't agree with our taxpayer dollars paying for it, especially because me as a business owner can't even afford to go there and advertise my business. I mean, the last time the Chamber of Commerce was charging like $1,000 for 2 days if you wanted electric, and I just, you know what?
Why is Chamber charging?
I have no idea. That's a whole nother question. Why is the Chamber, I don't know. There's so many questions.
Maybe it's a way around the whole you can't charge money at the park, so the chambers don't.
I don't know. I mean, we could do 10 hours on this, and I don't want this episode to be about it. So that's my thoughts on
let's
it.
get Record Journal to investigate it, and then we can report on it.
I'm sure plenty of people have investigated it. It doesn't matter because as long as it's appearance-wise good for the city, it will always be, except for this year.
Why?
Because of coronavirus.
Why not just move it?
So it's canceled. I think because it takes a long time to book the tent company and all the preparations and all of that stuff. So
no, it doesn't.
I mean, let's face it, it's rained like the last how many years on the Daffodil Festival. So maybe you do move it. I mean, I would like, maybe September.
I want the
who knows?
fireworks to still be on.
Well, we'll get them for 4th of July. Anyway, the St. Patrick's Day Parade.
You don't know that.
St. Patrick's Day Parade was canceled, which I don't agree with because the governor said any festivals over 250 people. So I don't think that would have been an issue. But anyway, that's my. You know what? I feel bad for them because the AOH they raised the money like they do every year. They put it out there like a month beforehand that they're short. They raised the money. It's very important to them. I can't even say I enjoy it because it's a sad parade. There's so many ways it could be made better, but it's still, you know what? That's my opinion. I voiced it last week on it, and I just think that it's unfortunate for them that they raised money and now they can't have it. So,
can we still eat corned beef?
Yeah, there's a lot of places that are going to be still having their St. Patrick's Day parties and stuff like that. So yeah, you could still get some corned beef and cabbage. Already. I know. You know what I miss? What was it in Newington or Wethersfield? The Tilted Kilt?
It was Wethersfield.
On the Berlin Turnpike. They had a great St. Patrick's Day party the first year they were open. Now they're closed. I don't really know why they closed down, but they had corned beef and cabbage. They had all of it.
Right.
The Irish soda bread, blah, blah, blah. all of that good stuff.
And bouncing butts.
All right, so I don't know where to start with this.
Press a button.
Press a button?
Any button.
Let's
Some say another button.
No, not that button. No, it's been a quiet week. And actually, I just checked the cat calls for the Meriden Police.
Right.
Zilch, nothing. Zippo.
Good.
Nada.
Right. Everyone's hiding at home.
Everybody's hiding
Waiting
at
for
home.
their lunch to kick in on Monday.
I wish I didn't think about it. I needed coronavirus music. Here, let's try this. No, that's that's a little too happy. That's too... all right.
We'll make one up if it's prolonged kind of exposure.
All right. So, what is that? Oh, there are people outside. You hear it?
Yeah.
It's a car.
You sure it's not a motorcycle?
Nah. All right. So we're getting off track here. So, I guess we can break down the coronavirus.
Break it down.
Into two parts. You've got the health scare and the economic impact, right? I think that's fair to say that there's pretty much two parts to this entire pandemic.
Right.
Okay. And I don't want to get political whatsoever in this episode.
But you should.
No, I'm not going to. Because you know what? There's too much garbage out there already about all of it. I check the CDC website, Center for Disease Control. I check the World Health Organization website for updates and for articles, okay? I'm not watching news. I mean, I am watching news, but all of my notes, I've been writing them down all week long, so I got a ton of notes, and they're all scrabbled, so I'm probably going to, bounce around a lot. Yeah. But whenever I see facts, I write it down or I screenshot it on my phone because I think it's important right now. If you notice, I said I wasn't going to get political, and this isn't political, but do you know that the same way you've got your Republicans versus Democrats, you've got your left versus your right, you've got your Trump supporters versus everybody else, right? And there's no middle. It's the same exact thing with this virus. You're either crazy for believing that this is worse than the flu and you're a nutcase, or I'm really scared and I have to prepare and you're foolish for not. There's no in between.
So either way, you're a nutcase no matter what.
Yeah, I prefer nutbag. I'm a nutbag.
What would be in between then?
I think somebody like me, I see the urgency in keeping myself aware of what's going on around me.
Why?
Because that's what I do. I look at facts. I base my opinion off of facts. I don't base it off of what other people are saying or what different news organizations are saying or anything like that. And I form my own opinion based off of history, based off of what I know, and based off of facts. That's what I do.
That's how all the opinions are formed.
No, unfortunately, it's not.
But do you share the opinion online, and do you make others believe? And if they don't believe your opinion, you cuss them out.
You know what? No, I don't do that like you do, Meatball. I try and some of my posts lately have been about what stores have food and what stores don't, or how many cases there are. I try not to put my opinion on Dirty Laundry's Facebook page, but I do kind of put my opinion. No, I do put my opinion on the Twitter account, the Dirty Laundry on Twitter, for your daily dose of Dirty Laundry. Things that I find throughout the country and on Twitter and stuff, I do kind of put my opinion on that.
I don't have Twitter.
No?
No.
Well, why not?
My phone can't afford it.
Your phone is from 1999.
Right, it's secure.
But I can't believe it still flips, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, the hinge is still oily.
Yeah. So anyway, all right, I got a ton of stuff to get to. Let's talk about the health part of this first.
All right.
Okay. So everybody's first initial thing, not everybody, I'm not going to say that, the naysayers or whatever. A lot of people are saying, this is no different than the flu. Why are you worried? More people die from the flu every year. Barely anybody's died from this thing. I mean, compared to the world, population and all of that.
The local doctors saying that on MT?
No, all right, everybody on social media, please stop reposting Dr. Drew's comments because Dr. Drew is a douchebag. Okay,
He was legit on Love Lines. You got to give him that.
Yeah, the guy told you how to
Put a condom on.
How unhealthy it was to get a blowjob from a vacuum cleaner. That's what Dr. Drew's career was. Okay,
Right.
do not listen to Dr. Drew for advice on coronavirus. Okay, that's number one.
I say listen and repeat it and tell your family at dinner table.
Yeah, talk about it at the dinner table.
So you can sound really smart.
Who was that? That was with Dr. Judy, right? Dr. Judy was the actual
And Jagger?
Dr. Judy and Jagger, but it was, and then at one point it was Judy and Dr. Drew.
I don't think so. I think they were two separate shows.
Was it really? Mm-hmm. What did they used to play? Z100 back in the day in New York.
Yep.
They had, I think it was Judy and Chris Jagger.
Yes.
Was Love Lines, right?
Love Phones, maybe?
Love Phones.
And these were Love Lines.
Well, and then you had Dr. Drew, but you also had who was the comedian?
Carolla.
Adam Carolla. That was who was with Dr. Drew.
Adam Carolla is awesome.
Right. Yeah. And obviously he separated himself from douchebag.
Right.
Right. All right. So anyway, the difference between the flu, and again, some of this is my opinion, but if I'm giving you facts, it's facts only from the CDC and the World Health Organization. That's the only time I will give you actual numbers and facts.
All right, and now I'll try to put a spin on it.
So, no, I'm not going to put a spin on it.
I will.
Why is coronavirus different than the flu?
Why?
Well, first of all, coronavirus is a type of flu. I mean, they're all kind of coronaviruses. COVID-19, okay?
Right.
Is more contagious than the flu. It's more contagious than SARS. It's more contagious than MERS. And it's 10 times more deadly than the flu. Okay, well, everybody says, well, wait a minute. Hundreds of thousands of people die each year from the flu, and we've only had, whatever, the number changes each day, 5,000, whatever people die.
New disease.
It's only been around since January. That's it. So, I mean, you can't. Also, the flu is a seasonal virus.
Right.
Okay. Right now, the coronavirus will probably turn into a seasonal virus, but right now it knows no seasons because it's new.
Right.
Okay. So everybody who's saying that more people die from the flu, you are incorrect. It's correct to say more people have died from the
Are
flu.
you trying to educate those people?
No, I'm giving them facts.
But do you think those people can be reached?
I don't care. More people have died from the flu because the flu has been around a lot longer.
Right.
And you've had a longer flu season. Okay.
Right.
The coronavirus is brand new and has not been around long enough. And you will see more people will die from the coronavirus than they will from the flu.
Do you think it'll mutate?
Who knows? But now,
That'd be cool.
Is that reason to panic?
Yes.
No.
Oh.
It's not reason to panic. It's reason to be aware of your surroundings, washing your hands, making sure
is easier.
make sure you don't touch your face. You know, the big issue is, they were saying that people over 65 are the most susceptible to this. My mom, she's got every one of those, the heart disease, the diabetes, over 65, and she wants to go to the dollar store. And I'm like, Ma, just stay home. Send your grandson to the dollar store. You don't need to go out of the house right now. That's where the danger is.
She probably doesn't want to be cooped up at home.
They're pretty much saying that at some point in time, might not be in 2020, might be 2021, might be 2022, everybody will eventually get the coronavirus, the COVID-19.
Do you only get it once or can you get it repeatedly?
Who knows? I don't know the answer to that, so I'm not going to speculate.
I thought you read the CDC website.
Yes, but I'm not going to give you a fake answer or my opinion on something. I want to give facts
You
here.
only have 50-50 chance of getting it wrong.
80% of people will be fine. It'll be just like the flu. The other 20% are those high risk 65 and older with other, things going on that it could be deadly because it goes right to your lungs. Right to your lungs, and it causes pneumonia. You'll end up dying from the pneumonia, not so much from the virus itself, but it duplicates the same way AIDS did. So they had a doctor that was I can't remember his name. He was the doctor that found out that once AIDS enters the body, HIV, the virus doubles and duplicates itself. And it was
Dr. Acula.
No, it wasn't Dr. Specula. Anyway, this virus works the same way. It duplicates itself. Now, there's been a lot of things out there. Well, how long does it last on surfaces? How long? You know what? There's so much stuff out there. I haven't gotten into it that far.
Right.
But another complaint is, well, why are outside festivals being canceled?
Why?
You're outside, damn it.
The wind will take the virus away.
Do you know a sneeze goes 10 feet?
Really?
When you sneeze, a sneeze goes 10 feet.
All right. When this thing is over, we should do a competition of sneezing.
Right. We'll do that. We'll put like a whiteboard up
Yeah,
and we'll
a
just
bunch of pepper.
hock loogies at it all day.
Right.
But anyway, so
science.
So okay, if it's windy outside, maybe that sneeze may blow in a different direction, or
Right.
maybe it'll go further, maybe it won't go far enough. You know, but the other thing is, what happens when you hug somebody or shake their hand? Now you go and you scratch your face, you scratch your nose. It doesn't matter whether you're inside or outside. Yeah, I guess technically you have less of a chance of catching it if you're outside, but not if you're outside in a large group of people. It's no different than if you were inside in a large group of people, unless it was a windy day, I
Yeah.
guess. You following me here?
Yeah,
Are you agreeing with me, or you don't even have an opinion?
But did you hear that Meriden water acts like a
No,
hand sanitizer?
no, it does. Somebody said, "Oh, drink a lot of water because as the water goes down, it'll wash the virus into your stomach, and the acids in your stomach will." It's
That's
like
pretty decent,
Come
yeah.
on, really?
Especially if you drink Meriden water.
No,
I think
the-
you're gonna be immune to coronavirus.
The
Straight from the tap, don't heat it up.
the best thing that I saw. And actually about water, did you see they're shutting down two plants in Southington by law because they have too much? All right, that's another.
For Meriden or for Southington?
No,
'Cause if
for Southington.
I don't care.
For Southington, yeah. Well, isn't
where
theirs
the
the
poop
waters
is?
that going into our water?
Yeah, and the poop, Southington poop in Meriden water.
No, I forgot what I was going to say.
That was Berlin poop.
No. All right. So the other issue. So yes, it's more contagious than the other ones. It's more deadly than the other ones. If you look at what's happening in Italy right now, that will be here in a matter of weeks. You could say, "Oh no, you're crazy." Well, we've been behind the gun when it comes to testing. We had 137 people in Connecticut got tested. Now, there's thousands of people in Connecticut that have this virus already.
Yeah.
That's not speculation. That will be fact.
Well, you just gotta look at
But-
how short of a period of time it was between 2 cases to 20 cases.
Right.
It just blew up within a couple days.
But you're not going to know how many cases until they've been tested. So
Right.
they tested only 137 people so far in Connecticut, and I think we have what? We're up to 20
Yes.
cases so
Somewhere
far.
around there, yeah.
It's going to start doubling. It's going to start doubling each day. So
Exponential
okay,
growth.
so you've got 20 today. That means tomorrow there's going to be 40. Oh, that's not bad. Well, now 40 turns into 80. 80 turns into what? I'm telling you, in a matter of, I'm going to say just a few weeks, we will have the same numbers that Italy has.
How can you strengthen your body to fight this infection?
Oh, shut up.
Airborne and vitamin C?
No, that's what I was going to say. The best way to see if you've got a cold
Right.
or if you've got
Is to look in a mirror.
If you've got this virus, the first thing, and this was the best advice I saw.
Right.
In the morning when you wake up, you could do it any time, but
Right.
in the morning
take
when you
a
wake
little
up,
mirror and put it under your nose.
when you wake up, take a deep breath and hold it for 10 seconds,
Minutes.
and then let it out. And if you let it out without coughing and it wasn't hurtful or anything, you're fine. I mean, that's pretty much with any.
Yeah. Why are we wasting thousands of dollars on stupid tests if we can do that?
Actually, the Protein Sciences is working on working
the
on
place in
all of that.
Connecticut,
In
in
Meriden, yes, it is. So here's the other issue. All right, whatever you think, this is far worse than, like I said, than the flu, than MERS, SARS.
So what should I do?
There's no need to panic. Just be cautious about your surroundings. Wash your hands. Don't touch your face. I mean, it sounds funny, but it's common sense stuff that, you know, I don't even want to go into it anymore because it's common sense, and a lot of people don't have common sense.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the other issue on the health side of it.
What's the other issue on the health side?
There's 1 million hospital beds in the U.S. 1 million. That's it.
That's it?
That's all there is. And out of those million, there's only 100,000 ICU beds. That's
Really?
it. There's only 100,000 ICU beds in the United States, 1 million hospital beds in the United States. So what happens when these numbers...
That's from CDC?
Yep. When these numbers... Actually, I think, CDC or World Health Organization, one or the other. When these numbers start getting up over 100,000...
Right.
Okay, well, there's not 100,000 ICU beds. And that's when they said
Can
that...
you use Bubapedics?
They're going to start... having to decide, okay, who gets this and who doesn't get this, who's more at risk. So if you saw China build that hospital, I think it was in 10 days.
Yes.
That could never happen here.
No, we'll get union contracts, son.
Oh, there's so much red tape and unions, and you can never do what China did with building an entire hospital that was thousands of beds big in 10 days.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's
Maybe we
just
can
ridiculous.
repurpose the old hospital since nothing's going on in it.
Yeah, right. That would be a good. Well, they're starting to do the drive-through testing sites. New York has one in Rochelle, and they're doing another one. I think they said they're going to do it probably in Jones Beach. So no, here it would be perfect at the Lowe's. The old Lowe's Plaza would be perfect to do it in. Why not?
Hubbard Park, dude. When you're driving around looking at the geese.
You just want everything canceled. You know what? All right. You know what? Let's look at the economic portion of this, and I'm going to play this.
National news.
It's not really national. Well, it is, but I just wanted to hit the button. All right. So the economic downfall of this. First of all, we're on the verge of a recession. The good news about that, I got my oil dirt cheap for my house. Thank you, Joe Villano. Yes, I ordered Filler Up for the first time. And it was even cheaper than what he said it was going to be. So
Did you get filled up?
I got filled up. I'm sure gas stations. I guarantee gas will be down below $1.
Why?
It will be because of the whole the deal with Russia that fell through with the Saudis.
I think the value of the dollar is going to plummet.
Maybe. Well, it depends on whether
The inflation.
whether the president bails them out. We're not getting political. Stop.
That's not even political. It's economic.
Well, we're definitely going to be on a recession, but it's different. It's a different kind of recession because it's not the banks screwing up this time. You know what I mean? It's everything else. So anyway, economically, let's look at small business. Okay, and I'm going to use Tina at the downtown coffee shop for an example.
Options.
Well, I'm going to use her as an example.
Right.
Okay, so here she is. She could fit, I don't know, 40, 50 people maybe in the coffee shop downtown.
Really?
Something like that.
All right.
Which, by the way, tomorrow, Sunday, she's got live bands playing at, I believe, 11 in the morning. And you really need to go and help her and show your support for all small businesses. But here's what's happening. So Tina's got her coffee shop right across the street from the courthouse. Courthouse is pretty much closing. They're only going to be doing they're only going to be taking care of cases having to do with jail. Okay, so now she's going to be missing out on all those customers each day. The senior center right next door to the courthouse, she's going to be missing out on all of those because
wait. Bingo's canceled?
Bingo is canceled. Yeah, she's going to be missing out on that. DCF, I don't know. I don't know if Children's Services is.
Yeah, well,
I'm sure
it
it
doesn't
will
affect
be.
children,
So just her business alone, when all these other entities are being locked up or closed up,
right?
She's going to suffer. So that's why everybody else has to go there and help support her. You're seeing things like, well, here's a good example. So a friend of mine works at a theater somewhere, like a Broadway style theater. They have bands and stuff like that, right? So when the owners, obviously they had to cancel all their shows because it's over 250 people. They canceled them for like 3 months. So I think they're gonna start in May, which I guarantee they're not going to be starting in May. But anyway, they canceled their shows. So they heard that the government was going to force businesses to pay sick pay to their workers.
Right.
So what they did was they turned around and fired all their workers because they would rather pay those workers the unemployment that they have to pay to the state than pay them their full wages. Okay.
Yeah, because unemployment, the state picks up half of it, if not more.
Right. So this is what's happening. So that
The
that's
workers'
just
rights
one
are
example.
non-existent in this country.
No, there's
and in this state.
the businessman will always find a way around it. The bigger businessman,
Rise
not
up, people.
not the smaller businesses.
This is your opportunity.
But you've got salons. My stepmother is a beautician. Everybody canceling. So eventually they'll end up closing just because there's
Good
no
time to take a
business.
vacation.
Yeah, $99 round trip to Miami and LA starting next week on Southwest.
That's tempting.
It's very tempting. Stop and Shop is shortening their hours. So they're closing at 8 o'clock at night starting Monday.
Really?
Every night they're going to close at 8 o'clock.
I do my shopping at like 11 at midnight.
Yeah, I know. And Aldi's has shorter hours too. They're opening up later, closing earlier. And part of the reason for that is the stores are such a wreck and they need time to stock the shelves. Everybody is just hoarding like crazy, which is ridiculous.
Where are you hoarding?
What am I hoarding? Alcohol and coffee. That's all I care about. I don't even need the toilet paper.
Right.
Use my sleeve or something.
Right.
As long as I got water, I can wash my stuff. Anyway, so things that are closed. All right, so Meriden schools are closed for the next, I don't know, who the hell knows. Disney World, Disneyland, Broadway closed. Pretty much every concert that has a venue larger than 500 people. The casinos, I know Foxwoods. I'm not sure about Mohegan Sun yet. Foxwoods stopped their huge bingo hall, obviously. They stopped all of their games, like the poker, all the table games. They're pretty much only open for slot machines now. I don't really know. I guess because they're touching the card. Who knows? I'm not really sure why. March Madness, of course.
The Greens are canceled too?
No, that's far enough off that I don't think they'll have to work. Who knows? But no,
Right.
not as
Hopefully
of yet.
not.
Movie theaters. I got an email from AMC movie theaters.
They better not.
No, what they're doing is they're only selling half the amount of tickets. So if the theater has 100 recliners in it,
Oh, come on.
when it gets to 50, it's sold out.
They'd be happy if it got to 50.
So that way, yeah, I know. So all the movie theaters are doing that, I believe, to cut down on the amount of people in each theater.
To pretend they care.
NASCAR is doing their races without the fans.
Oh, no.
Yes, but they don't have to worry because they're not sponsored by Corona. It's always like Bud. Got it. You saw what I did there, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, pretty much everything is going to be. Everybody keeps saying, "Here's the fear. If you want to panic about something,
Yes. I do.
It shouldn't be about catching the virus." And I've heard stories where little kids are like, hey, they can't fall asleep at night because they think they're going to die from this because everybody's dying from it. There's no need to panic.
Oh, it's like
Just
Momo?
have common sense and good hygiene.
But give me something to panic about.
All right. So if you want to panic about something,
Yeah.
well, if you're a business owner, go ahead and panic.
All right.
I am. If you're
I'm not.
the quarantine issue.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's only a matter of time. I guarantee, you can mark my words, within the next couple of weeks, there's going to be somewhere in the U.S. that's going to be quarantined. I mean, New Rochelle kind of is a red zone, and they are
With
doing the
soldiers and
testing there.
guns.
They have the National Guard there, and I believe Connecticut also called in the National Guard to
They're gonna
help
shoot
out
you
with
if you
things.
could leave your house?
No, there's a difference between a quarantine and an emergency and martial law. Okay, martial law is when you quarantine somewhere,
Right.
and the people inside that quarantine freak out and say, "No, you can't keep me in here." Now you call in martial law, where the military has the right to take control of everything. So those are two separate things. It's the same thing when the everybody's blaming the media for sending fear into people.
We're a part
okay?
of the media now.
So I use this as an excuse. Okay. So if you look at Governor Cuomo in New York, he comes on and he does his press conference and he says a state of emergency. Okay. The news obviously covered that.
Right.
Rightfully so, correct? You're covering your governor, saying
Yeah.
there's a state of emergency.
Right.
Everybody turns around and blames the news for causing fear and panic. How dare you, cause fear in us? What did the news do wrong? They just covered the governor. The governor's
Nowadays-
talking. It's because people are idiots. People are, number one, people
I
are
love
gullible. People are naive.
Nope.
they don't understand the difference between when there's a state of emergency.
Right.
You got idiots ducking under the tables. Oh my God, we're going to get bombed. A state of emergency, all it does is release funds.
Yeah.
It gets rid of certain laws and a lot of the red tape that gets in the way of normal daily laws. So that way things can be done faster. It releases funds. It releases money. That's what a state of emergency is.
But now all the news sources put their own twist and stuff.
I don't believe they. Well, yes, there's one news that definitely does that. But again, I'm not going to make it political. But for the most part,
ABC.
most of your news organizations, if you just don't listen to the opinions, just watch what they're showing you. But there's no need to panic about that.
That has changed, though. That has progressed in a different way.
Well, yeah, there's definitely certain
And I wouldn't
commentators
just
that
say Fox. It's just everyone's just putting their own spin just because they watch me.
Well, Fox is, hey, there's nothing to worry about.
Why do you think people post those memes, those stupid memes?
They just repeat.
Because they love crap.
Well, they just repeat whatever the president says, and the president just repeats whatever Fox News says. So they cancel each other out, and neither of them are credible. CDC, World Health Organization, those are credible organizations.
People don't want to go and look at CDC.
Everybody makes it about us. This has nothing to do with the United States. This is a world epidemic.
Trying to poison our president.
This is a world epidemic, and all you have to do is look at last week in another
still your
country.
president.
All you have to do is look at what's happening in Italy now will happen here. It's already starting to happen in Spain. Other places that had better procedures, South Korea, kept the numbers very low because they caught it early. They saw what was going to happen. They got all their stuff together. They got their testing kits, and they won't have the same outbreak that the United States
I'm American.
gets.
I don't care about Italy, Spain, China, North Korea,
Exactly.
South Korea, East Korea.
Exactly. It's all about me.
It's about
me.
me. I need some toilet paper.
That's a whole nother thing. They got all these studies on why do people go out and get toilet paper and bread and eggs and everything else.
Please explain.
It's the fear of seeing it gone. So when people panic and go and get all the toilet paper that they
Toilet
can,
paper?
everybody else has to go and get all the toilet paper.
I would have fear of like shrimp or steak being gone.
Yeah, but
toilet paper?
supposedly it's like when you go and you finally get that toilet paper,
Right.
you feel a more sense of control.
You should wear that toilet paper on your head, like a king.
What is that sound?
Something outside, maybe a sweeper.
A sweeper sweeping the streets?
Yes.
Now?
Yeah.
I don't know.
They want to beautify the downtown.
So anyway, there's I forgot to do this. I wanted to mention. So the cases so far, do you care about where they are?
Yes.
We've got, let me see here, New Haven. There's 2 cases at Yale New Haven Hospital.
I heard there were 4.
There could be. Norwalk, a man in his 40s. Rocky Hill, a woman in her 80s. Greenwich has a man in his 40s and a man in his 20s.
Ooh.
Okay, so when they talk about 65 and over, I mean, this is for everybody. Darien, a man in his 50s. Westport, a woman in her 40s.
Stop talking about rich towns. Talk about...
Well, we're getting there. Wilton, somebody between 40 and 50 years old.
Yeah. Can't even find it on the map.
Bethlehem, a female in her 60s and a woman in her 30s.
Where Jesus was born.
New Canaan, an elderly man. Stratford, a child. Yes, a child. Who was going to Wilkinson Elementary School. Stanford, and there was another one. This is a real weird thing. Do you know how they? Let's put it this way: in a week or two,
yes,
we're not even going to be keeping track of the numbers because the numbers are going to be so high. And I'm not saying that to panic people. You panic on your own if you're not educated enough to follow what we're saying here.
You can't say that. I don't agree with that statement. But
Why?
Continue.
Why?
You're saying people are not educated enough that they can't understand what's going on.
No, all right. Educated about what's going on, not educated like can you do 2 + 2 and can you drive a car and walk and chew gum. I didn't mean it like that.
People
You're
are
right.
gonna do what
you're
people
right.
are gonna do.
No, you're
I'm
right.
always right.
Yeah. Well, you're right in this situation.
Again.
But eventually, we're not going to be worried about the numbers. But right now, the way they're figuring out the numbers is it's where you live.
Right.
So, for instance, there's a guy in Utah that has coronavirus, but he lives in Connecticut. So it counts as Connecticut even though he's in Utah. There was a child in Rhode Island.
What about that doctor that was working in?
Well, he was Westchester, so it counts for New York, but he worked in New York anyway.
This is like some kind of game where we're keeping score.
Yeah. So
which state has the more?
there's a child in Rhode Island who goes to daycare in Mystic and tested positive, but it doesn't count under Connecticut because he lives in Rhode Island.
That's a long drive.
Well, no, not if you live right over Westerly or
Every day, twice a day.
It's right there. It's right over the border. It's like 5 miles. Not even, depending
far.
if you're in Stonington or. I don't think it's that far.
Why are Rhode Island people coming taking our resources?
Anyway, I guess
We'll be fine.
yeah, of course we'll be fine, but you do have to be cautious. Take care of the older people. Stop hoarding all the toilet paper and buying. All these people are buying all the food, and you know what they're going to do? They're going to eat all the food now when they don't need to eat it now because restaurants are open and
It
you
works
could
for
go.
bears.
It works for who?
Bears.
Bears?
Bears.
What do you mean?
You eat a lot now and then you sleep through the tough times.
Stock up now.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Send us pictures of you with your toilet paper stash.
there's to the people that say that this is not a big deal, you're wrong. To the people that are freaking out and hiding underneath their tables and hoarding, you're wrong.
Send us the pictures of you hiding behind the table and hoarding toilet paper.
To take away from this is a middle of the road thing.
Can dogs get it?
I believe one did, but they say no, even though one tested weekly on it. But they say no. But you just have to have common sense, people. You don't need.
Let's skip the common sense.
You don't need a year's worth of toilet paper. You're not going to shit that many times unless you bought all the coffee that I did. Then you may.
Till you get the virus and your butt starts leaking.
If you eat a lot of Domino's, you sure do need that toilet paper. So there's that. Don't freak out. But at the same time, yeah, you do have to take notice. When you go somewhere and you touch the door handle, don't touch your face until you wash your hands. Keep the elderly people home and help them.
You just don't want to see them on the street driving and bouncing off poles and stuff.
No, they don't. You know what? Just take care of your elders and do stuff for them and go get stuff. But remember, you go food shopping for them, wash your hands before you go in the house.
Right.
Right? I mean, it's common sense, right? Except that you got to do a little extra now.
Yeah, wash the food too before you bring it in.
You know, bartenders, don't pick the ice cubes out with your fingers, okay? That's not very good. Don't do that.
Pick it up with your glass.
Yeah. I mean, at the bank, they're starting to wear gloves now, which is, I mean,
Oh, my money's not good enough for the bank?
It is good enough. What is your take on this? I want your opinion before we go here.
Sure.
Do you care about it? Do you not care about it? Or are you just enjoying the ride? Is it?
I'm just enjoying the ride, but there's little I can do about it. Yeah, obviously I'm going to wash my hands, but I've been washing my hands before. So for me, it doesn't change a lot.
Right. So your hygiene has stayed the same.
Right.
You still go the same places on a daily basis.
Pretty much.
And you're not concerned whatsoever about, like...
I mean, if I get it, I get it. It's just my mentality, and that's how my personality is. If I get it, I get it. If I don't, I don't.
And you'll probably be fine if you get it. You know, you just got to stay home so you don't give it to other people.
Sure.
Which is fine. But what about...
We'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
What about if they quarantine Meriden? If this is a hypothetical, and believe me,
pretty cool,
this is not far fetched, people. Okay, we've got Midstate Medical Hospital here, so this isn't far fetched. I'm just saying, if that were to happen,
right,
that's why you're supposed to be out like stocking up on canned goods, not the bread, not the milk, not the eggs, not the toilet, just you know. Essential stuff that you could cook at any time because you may not need it. You may need it somewhere down the road. What would you do? Would you panic if they quarantine Meriden?
Panic wouldn't help me in any way.
Right. That's a very good outlook on things.
Right. Plus, I know ways to get out of Meriden if I need to.
Yeah. By bike?
By leg, bike, skateboard.
Yeah.
Scooter. Scoot.
All right. Well, I'm glad I got that out of my system. I mean, there's so much. We could go on for days about this.
We'll see how it turns out. It's very interesting.
Well, I
think it's like a good ride. It just sees how everyone's prepared, if not prepared. Remember, during Cold Wars, the cities had evacuation plans and containment plans.
Yeah.
I think we got away from it, and now nobody knows what's going on.
Right, and you got to look at the positive side of things is that this will make different towns think more,
But I
and
think
maybe
the
prepare more.
interesting way is to approach different states take.
Yeah.
Some states don't cancel schools because they want to have the kids in schools. and
New
do
York
the whole-
hasn't. New York
Right.
City hasn't canceled, and they never cancel for anything.
And other states are a little bit more quote unquote panicky. But whatever, we'll see. We'll see plays out.
Yeah.
That's going to be a good test, good lesson.
Yes, it will be.
Right.
All right. Well, make sure you follow us on Facebook. Follow get your daily dose on Twitter. Email us dirtylaundryct@gmail.com. If
Pictures
you want to
of your
be
stash.
yeah,
Toilet stash.
if you want to be a sponsor, we will come and see
your
your
food.
place and talk about you.
Bye.
Enjoy.
That's enough.